In this video today, I will talk to you about how to spot and to avoid added sugar. And if you wait till the very end of the video, I will give you the secrets about how you can check the ingredients to see if you actually have hidden sugar in it. Let's begin. Hey guys, I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight for my Facebook Live. And tonight we're going to talk about how to spot and avoid added sugar. For those of you guys who are joining me for the first time, my name is Dr. Samir Islam. I am a board certified gastroenterologist. Yes, that is a poop doctor practicing in Texas. And my passion is to give you accurate information about your health. If you like these videos, I really would encourage you to subscribe to my Facebook page, my YouTube page, and my Instagram. I do a Facebook Live every Tuesday around 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I replay these videos typically on my YouTube page as well. So if you missed the video on Facebook, you can certainly catch us on my YouTube page. But one of my passions is to give you accurate information that you can take to help out with your gut health. And today I want to talk about sugar. And I want to talk to you about why sugar is bad. Obviously, I think you guys know this. What foods actually have hidden sugar in them? How much sugar should you actually take per day? And the different names of added sugar. And I think you'd be surprised about how many common things have sugar in it and how really bad sugar is for you. And I think it's probably the most leading cause for a lot of the obesity epidemic that we have here in the United States. And I think it's also one of the leading causes of why people are just getting sick and not feeling well. And so sugar is not good, just irregardless, no matter how you put it. Sugar is not good for you, especially if you have too much. Our bodies were not made to have as much sugar. They can lead to a lot of medical problems, whether it's heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer. There's even some studies to suggest that sugar can actually lead to dementia as well, or not remembering things. And it's a significant problem that a lot of us have. And the problem is not necessarily from the amount of sugar that we add in, but more from the sugar that's in the foods that we're already eating. And a lot of us are not actually realizing just how much sugar is in the everyday things that we eat. And I'll talk about that a little later on in the video. But why does sugar cause so much trouble? Well, the reason is that sugar is digested immediately, just like that. And because it's digested immediately, it is rapidly absorbed. And that rapid absorption can really jump up those blood sugar levels, which can really cause the pancreas to go into overdrive. When your pancreas gets stimulated, you release certain hormones, and those hormones can help to get rid of sugar by either converting the sugar into fat or causing a lot of other significant medical problems. And that consequence can be very, very rapid. And so I don't know if you've had this experience before, but over the weekend I had a really, really sugary dessert that I did not realize was very, very sugary. And within the first bite, I felt this sensation kind of going all throughout my body. Well, I felt very lightheaded, I felt dizzy, and I felt just this sugar rush. And this is exactly what that sugar rush is. It's because you feel that sensation of the sugar being absorbed immediately. And the problem is that a lot of us don't realize that that is not normal, or we get used to it. So our threshold for what is too much actually gets up. And so for me, I don't typically take sugar pretty much any single time, on a very minimal basis that I do that. And so when I had that dessert that had a lot of sugar, I really, really felt it. And I felt it immediately because of how rapid the sugar gets absorbed. And that rapid absorption really causes the pancreas to go into overtime, which in turn can lead to diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, and dementia. But not only can that cause issues, but sugar can be an underlying cause for inflammation within the body, causing a lot of inflammatory conditions in the gut, and arthritis. It also can lead to increased triglycerides, which are a fat storage, and also increase the levels of dopamine in the brain. This is actually very critical. This is why people can actually become chemically addicted to sugar. Dopamine is a hormone that is released whenever you have a pleasurable sensation. So whether you're exercising, dopamine gets increased. And for those people who have maybe depression, they actually take medications that can increase the dopamine. And sugar actually helps to boost levels of dopamine. So the more sugar that you have, the more often you have an increase of dopamine, the more often you crave it. And so obviously if you crave it more, it will lead to want you to have more and more sugar, more and more dopamine, and more craving of that particular sugar. So it ends up being a very significant vicious cycle, and it acts like a drug. And so the more that you have, the more pleasure that you get, the more you want it, and then subsequently you want the more, your body just craves it. Your body really, really wants that sugar. And so it can be very, very hard to break free from having that much sugar within your daily life. So where is sugar hiding? Where do we see it? If we're not putting sugar in our particular foods, how are we getting that sugar? And that sugar actually is in a lot of some of the more common places: candy, cake, soda, and fruit drinks. I mean, duh, this is pretty obvious. These are very high in sugary substances, and obviously if you're drinking these things or you're eating candy, you're gonna have a lot of sugar. But it's also in a lot of things that you may not be even realize that has a lot of sugar in it. Salad dressing has a lot of sugar. If you look at ranch, it has a lot of high fructose corn syrup or hidden sugar in it. Crackers, regular crackers, actually have sugar in it. It blew my mind away when I realized that crackers actually have sugar. Yogurt, bread. There are a lot of breads that have high fructose corn syrup. That is the sugar that's in there. Spaghetti sauce, barbecue sauce, ketchup, and even breakfast cereals. So there are a lot of things in which sugar can be hidden in, and we may not even realize it that it's there. And so, we kind of go throughout our days just assuming that we're having a healthy meal. So for example, I'm having a salad with some salad dressing. Maybe I'll have a yogurt with that as well. And the assumption is that's a healthy meal. But what people don't realize is that you're actually increasing the amount of sugar within your body, and that sugar gets stored as fat. So even though you may be eating healthy, that amount of sugar is actually being stored as fat. So you're actually not eating as healthy as what you think. And so what's important to see whenever you look in the ingredients to see if there's sugar, let's see if there's high fructose corn syrup, but look for the words that end in OSE. So fructose, dextrose, maltose. These OSE, these OSes are sugars. And if you see that in the ingredients that you eat, then you know it has sugar in there. If you look right now in your pantry and you look at a regular old bread, I would bet you'd be surprised of how much sugar is in there. You're probably going to see either fructose, dextrose, or maltose in there. And then you're going to realize or come to the conclusion that, yeah, there's a lot of sugar in there. And you may not understand that that's actually where you're getting your sugar from. And that may be a reason why you're not gaining the weight or you're not losing the weight that you want to lose. And so how much sugar should you take? Now it's different for men and for women. For women, we recommend limiting added sugar to 24 grams per day, which is the equivalent of 6 teaspoons. And the total sugar that you should be having, including both natural and added, should be not any more than 48 grams per day. Now, a lot of us don't keep control of sugar, but with all the foods that are eating that actually may have hidden sugar in there, more often than not, we're actually taking more sugar than what is recommended. And so because of that, we're actually maybe producing a lot more fat. And for men, it's a little bit differently. For men, we recommend limiting the added sugar to only 36 grams per day, which is the equivalent of 9 teaspoons per day. And the total amount of sugar that you should be having, both added and sugar that's already in meals, is only about 72 grams per day. So a little bit more for men. But at the same time, more often than not, a lot of us are just ingesting sugar and not even realizing it. And so it's just a list that I have of some of the many names of added sugar. And so if you look through this list, a lot of the ingredients that you may be having in foods may actually have this in there. And the biggest culprit that we have is high fructose corn syrup. It's in everything. And so look at your list of things that you commonly eat, and you can actually calculate how much sugar that you're in there. And one of the more effective things that I recommend for my patients who have a lot of inflammation, gut issues, IBS, diarrhea, and pain, try to eliminate as much sugar as you can. It's going to be hard at first, especially if you're used to having a lot of sugar, but I can almost guarantee you're going to feel so much better. You're going to sleep better, you're going to feel better, your joints maybe a lot less achy, and the inflammation in your body will go away as well. So if there's one thing you can try and do before you try to do anything else, try to minimize or limit the amount of sugar that's in your body. This will help out with inflammation for sure. So in summary, sugar stinks. Try to limit the amount of sugar that you can have. I personally have very minimal sugar, and I'm very strict about this. I eat meals that don't have a lot of sugar. I get bread that has no sugar in it as well. It tastes different, but you get very used to that taste. And also make sure you check the ingredients. A lot of the foods that we commonly eat, a lot of the condiments that we have, ketchup for example, has a lot of sugar in it. So just check those ingredients to see if you're ingesting more sugar than what you normally should be doing. So my question of the day for you is, What changes will you make today for your diet? Is there anything that you heard in today's talk that you think you would make, or any changes you would make for your diet? Have you tried to experiment getting rid of sugar, and have you felt any better? Comment down below. We want to hear from you. I'm really curious to hear your experience about what you think about the changing of your diet, especially when it comes down to sugar. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. I do a Facebook Live. I would encourage you to comment about topics you want to hear about. If you want to make an appointment to come see me, please contact me or visit my website where you can get more information about what I can do to help out with your health. But if you enjoy these videos, like this Facebook page. You can always listen to a replay of this video on YouTube and follow me on Instagram. I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks and take care.